Today's Saturday, August the 31st, and this is a review for Friday, August the 30th. And I have to apologize for the one on Thursday. I posted it with the August 26th date on it and not the 29th. But we had a really interesting day because the markets opened with a reasonably good pop. Look at where the Dow closed on Thursday and opened on Friday. And then it was just lackluster from there on. Tried to make a little bit of a recovery after 11 o'clock. A lot happens between 10:30 and 11:30. It's often a good time to buy because it's often a low part of the day. Let's pay attention to that more as we go on. Volume was a little bit more than usual, but still under the 20-day moving average. The Dow was up, the NASDAQ was slightly down, and the S&P squeaked a win. But what was common is that all of them lost ground as the day went on. Tariffs apparently are going in place tomorrow unless sanity prevails and somebody talks the president into giving it another month, because he said that talks will resume in September. But he now admits that what he said when he came back from Paris, that the Chinese had called him, was not true. And it was meant to just give a lift to the markets. That's illegal. And I hope the SEC calls him on that. Anyways, advancers slightly outpacing decliners so that the market breadth, let's refresh this and see if we're current. The market breadth will creep up. Well, it won't. It'll probably stay right where it is. In fact, it already is. This is already posting for Friday. So we had 2 days bang on where the oscillator didn't move. But it is showing a positive sign. Does it ever stop at this level? It did here, and it did here. So I'm saying that Monday's the day off. This is a short week. This market is going to rip if the tariffs are delayed. Let's take a look at some interesting stuff in the charts. The S&P finished up, but at one point it came down to almost test the gap and then found some room to move back up. I'm still thinking the general direction is in this channel, which is up. Some days next week we could have some pullbacks, but I don't think there'll be a big pullback unless something stupid is said. Caterpillar, very nice. We had a doji day. That's an indecision day between the buyers and the sellers. Below average volume all week, except for Monday where we're a little bit above average volume. But it did get a very nice bounce off of the cloud, and I think Caterpillar, if there's any good news coming out of China, is going to help Caterpillar. Supposedly, they would then want to buy more American machinery. But, you know, there's some very good Caterpillar type stuff that's made by the Japanese and the Koreans. So tariffs don't help. Gold finished up for the day, but down off of Wednesday and Thursday. Still a good one to hold on to. If there's any problems in the market next week, GDX, the miners, will benefit from that. Whirlpool, I said it would be choppy, but in generally the direction up, and we are still going up. We had 3 days in a row of up after 4 days of reversed selling. And Snap still didn't do anything to tell us that it's time to buy. We needed to break out of this flag, but this flag, if it goes any lower, then this green line is going to really come close to wiping out the flagpole, and then it wouldn't be a flag anymore. But it's below the cloud. The Chiku span stopped on the 8 EMA. Hopefully that's enough to help Snap possibly bounce out of this. Snap isn't affected by China talks at all. So let's wait and see what happens there. Anyways, the alert is set for as soon as we break this top of this channel. WDC, we haven't looked at it in a while, but had 3 awesome days. There was a gap created here 2 weeks ago that got filled, and then some. Bounce off of the 50 EMA. The 50 EMA and SMA coincide now. The 200 is just below. We had this bullish cross of the 50 crossing the 200 back in August that we didn't pay attention to. That should have been an upward sign, but instead it got 1 day of excitement and then some selling off. The excitement might continue if you're into chips. This could be a good one. Let's look at it overall. It had a high of 106. It's down in the 57 now. Let's just do a Fibonacci and let's see. See, there's a low here and a low there. We could take the middle of those 2 lows and use that point to draw our Fibonacci, the middle between those 2 lows. And we're a long ways off from 38.2. So there's room to run up to $63 before you get the first technical Fibonacci resistance. And of course, we're above the cloud. And the Chiku span stopped just under this candle. So that's a big deal. Chiku span traders are going to look at this and say it's an opportunity to break out above these candles or fall below them and suffer the consequences. So let's put a box on top of that and let's come back and take a look at what happens on Tuesday. So that's it. Only 6 minutes today, 7 minutes. Thank you very much, and my apologies again for naming Thursdays on the wrong date. Have a very good Labor Day weekend. I'll see you on Tuesday.